The Thunderbolts post-credits scene leaked, and it reveals Marvel's next Avengers-level villain. This isn't just a team movie, it's a Trojan horse for Secret Wars. Watch till the end, or miss the biggest twist since Endgame. It all begins in 1943, as seen in Captain America, the first Avenger. Steve Rogers, a scrawny yet brave soldier from Brooklyn, is chosen to receive the super soldier serum. He's transformed into a symbol of hope but takes up real combat when his best friend, Bucky Barnes, is captured and experimented on by Hydra. The two eventually fight together with the Howling Commandos, until Bucky plummets from a train in a presumed fatal fall. Meanwhile, Steve crashes into the Arctic and is frozen for decades. Flash forward to 2012's The Avengers, where Rogers awakens in the modern era. He joins Earth's mightiest heroes, Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, Black Widow, and Hawkeye, to repel Loki and the alien Chitauri in New York, a battle that cements the Avengers' global reputation. 2 years later, in Captain America, The Winter Soldier, 2014, Bucky reemerges. Only now he's a mind-controlled life-taker with a metal arm known as the Winter Soldier. Hydra, secretly embedded within S.H.I.E.L.D., is exposed by Steve, Natasha, Sam Wilson, and Nick Fury in a thrilling takedown of their helicarriers. But Bucky, still haunted and confused, vanishes once more. In Civil War, 2016, Bucky is framed for a blast that unalived King T'Chaka of Wakanda. The Sokovia Accords divide the Avengers. Steve protects Bucky, while Tony seeks justice. It's revealed that Bucky, under Hydra's influence, unalived Tony's parents in 1991, leading to an emotional clash in Siberia. The Avengers fracture. Steve and Bucky flee. Tony is broken. The team is no more. This is where Black Widow slots in. Set just after Civil War, the film explores Natasha Romanoff's past in Ohio, where she posed as a suburban daughter alongside Yelena, Red Guardian, Alexei Shostakov, and scientist Melina Vostokov. Exposed, they flee to Cuba, where Natasha and Yelena are sent to Dreykov's infamous Red Room. We learn in Age of Ultron, 2015, that this training involved sterilization and trauma. Black Widow, 2021, sees Natasha confronting her past and liberating the brainwashed widows. Taskmaster is revealed to be Dreykov's daughter Antonia, once presumed dead in a Budapest mission gone wrong. Natasha uses a mind-clearing antidote to free Antonia and the widows, and the Red Room is destroyed. The post-credits scene shows Yelena at Natasha's grave, recruited by Valentina to hunt Clint Barton, whom she blames for Natasha's sacrifice in Avengers Endgame. Meanwhile, the events of Infinity War erupt across Earth and beyond. Bucky, now rehabilitated in Wakanda with a vibranium arm, joins the final stand, but is erased by Thanos' snap. In Endgame, the surviving heroes reverse the blip through a daring time heist, though Natasha dies in the process. After Thanos is defeated, a time-aged Steve Rogers passes the shield and the mantle of Captain America to Sam Wilson with Bucky's support. This leads directly into the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where Bucky struggles with guilt and seeks redemption. He and Sam battle the Flag Smashers, rogue super soldiers reacting to the global chaos post-blip. Meanwhile, John Walker, the government's new cap, takes the serum and spirals into violent vengeance after his friend Lamar is unalived. After being discharged, Walker is recruited by Valentina and given a black suit, becoming U.S. agent. Now backtrack slightly to Ant-Man and the Wasp, which introduced Ava Starr, aka Ghost. Her unstable phasing powers result from a quantum accident. Raised and trained by S.H.I.E.L.D., and later aided by Bill Foster, Ava seeks to stabilize her body with quantum energy. Janet Van Dyne heals her temporarily, and Ava disappears with Foster. Until now, her return to Thunderbolts is one of its biggest mysteries. What ties all of these characters together? Super soldier serum, mind control, displacement, betrayal, a need for redemption. The Thunderbolts are not just a team. They are what happens when the Avengers' failures come back to haunt the world. Let's rewind to 2021's Hawkeye series, where Clint Barton finds himself back in New York during the holiday season, hoping for some family time, but instead mentoring Kate Bishop and reckoning with his violent past as Ronin. This personal reckoning brings him into conflict with Yelena Belova, who still believes Clint is responsible for Natasha Romanoff's death. What follows is a rooftop melee involving Clint, Kate, Maya Lopez, aka Echo, and Yelena, a tangled fight of loyalty, grief, and secrets. Yelena eventually backs down when Clint shares the whistle he and Natasha once used as children. a tender gesture that forces her to acknowledge the depth of their bond. Meanwhile, something else is happening in the shadows. Avengers Tower has quietly changed ownership. The buyer? Not revealed until Thunderbolts. That mystery becomes critical later on. In Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, we learn that Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, previously just a shady recruiter, is actually the current CIA director, aggressively pushing U.S. interests toward Wakanda's vibranium. This gives her more power and ambition than ever before. Elsewhere that same holiday season, Guardians of the Galaxy. Holiday Special gives fans a small but important Easter egg. Nebula gifts Rocket Bucky's vibranium arm. A callback to Infinity War when Rocket said he'd steal it. How Nebula even got it remains unclear, but as we now know, Bucky has it again in Thunderbolts. Fast forward to Captain America: Brave New World. Now President Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, recast with Harrison Ford, asks Sam Wilson to reassemble the Avengers. The world is now grappling with the implications of adamantium, and Ross is eager to secure a global treaty over it. However, after being manipulated by the Incredible Hulk villain Samuel Stearns, Ross becomes the Red Hulk and causes chaos before being imprisoned on the raft. Sam, joined by Joaquin Torres, must now figure out what a new Avengers team looks like. But it's clear they're not the only ones forming a unit. Over in the criminal underbelly of New York, Daredevil Born Again Season 1 concludes with Wilson Fisk weaponizing an elimination attempt to impose martial law across the city. New York is now under strict curfew, run like Fisk's private kingdom, while Daredevil builds a resistance of vigilantes. Why does this matter? Because Thunderbolts will partly take place in NYC, and the current urban climate is tense, authoritarian, and perfect for a morally gray team to intervene. And that Avengers Tower we mentioned. It's now in the hands of Val's operation, transformed into a towering command center for Sentry, Bob Reynolds' alter ego. In Marvel Comics, Bob is a man plagued by fractured memories and a terrifying inner force called the Void, which may be either a cosmic entity or a figment of Bob's own psyche. In Thunderbolts, he's portrayed by Lewis Pullman, and the Watchtower will be a central location for whatever combustive material plans Val has. Now let's reintroduce the Thunderbolts team. Yelena Belova is still Val's go-to asset, deadly loyal, but haunted by her past and a connection to Natasha that still defines her. Bucky Barnes, once the Winter Soldier, is now a congressman representing Brooklyn. That's right, he's gone from life-taking to elected official. Red Guardian, Alexei Shostakov, appears to be working a low-key gig as a chauffeur in a self-branded Red Guardian limo service. A bizarre but hilarious career shift that plays into Marvel's knack for satire. John Walker, U.S. agent, is still on Val's payroll, a powerful but volatile soldier trying to prove his worth after being disgraced. Ava Starr, Ghost, is finally in control of her phasing abilities and operates on her own terms, now free of S.H.I.E.L.D. And Survival Chambers. Taskmaster, Antonia Dreykov, is no longer under mind control. She's a liberated widow agent now, and while she shares a history with Yelena, the details of their dynamic remain unresolved. Bob Reynolds, Sentry, is the wild card, a super soldier with cosmic-level power and deep psychological trauma. His alter ego, the Void, may be the greatest threat the MCU has ever seen. Now here's where things get even more intriguing. An episode from What If? Season 3 imagines a scenario where Red Guardian stopped the Winter Soldier from unaliving Tony Stark's parents in 1991. This alternate universe team-up between Alexei and Bucky is non-canon, but it emphasizes the bromance energy that might echo into Thunderbolts. Expect tension, jokes, and maybe reluctant friendship between these two in the real MCU timeline. Also, there's a subtle clue in the film's title, the asterisk at the end. It's likely a placeholder, suggesting that by the end of the film, the Thunderbolts will be rebranded into a new team, perhaps one closer to the Dark Avengers or even a twisted version of West Coast Avengers. And no, this team has nothing to do with the original comic Thunderbolts formed by Baron Zemo. Instead, the structure seems more aligned with Marvel's Dark Reign era, a time of manipulation, state-sanctioned heroism, and masks hiding government secrets. Looking ahead, the Fantastic Four: First Steps is next in the MCU release schedule. It's set in a parallel universe and is shaping up to feel more like a disaster film than a classic origin story. But we know that the Thunderbolts will return alongside the Fantastic Four in Avengers. Doomsday, a film set to bring together multiple realities in the MCU's biggest collision yet. Lastly, It's worth applauding the filmmaking team. Directed by Jake Schreier, co-written by Joanna Kahlo, and edited by Harry Yoon, this creative trio previously collaborated on Netflix's Beef, a show that explored trauma, confrontation, and emotional implosions, all themes that are core to Thunderbolts. Their A24-inspired teaser trailer, their fake Red Guardian limo service, and all the in-universe marketing have already made this movie feel like a chaotic celebration of Marvel's weirdest corner. And yes, in a very real promo stunt, Marvel sent a Red Guardian impersonator to crash an interview at New Rockstars. That's the level of meta fun this film is embracing. So whether you're here for the psychological depth, the twisted humor, or just to see who breaks first, Thunderbolts is gearing up to be Marvel's boldest team movie yet. And when they collide with the Fantastic Four, all bets are off. Who do you think betrays the team, Yelena, Bucky, or Sentry's dark side? Will Red Guardian's limo service actually become a thing? And how does Fantastic Four tie into this? Drop your wildest theories below. If you're ready for Marvel's most chaotic team-up, smash subscribe, because Thunderbolts is just the beginning.